You're faced with a situation, a decision, 2 options, 3 options, whatever it is, some major life change, life decision. You don't know what to do, right? You don't know what to pick, what to choose, whether what you want to do is aligned or just your fears speaking. This video will be for you. In this video, my goal is not to just explain the whole concept of fear and intuition in decisions, but also actually give you practical tips on how to make aligned decisions for your highest good instead of always picking something because you're afraid of something else. The first step is the most underestimated and actually overlooked, and that is the fact that you cannot make a decision when you're constantly surrounded by external noise and external distractions. So in order for you to actually hear yourself and hear your intuition, you need to practice inner stillness. And it would be best if you do this for at least a week. Just minimize distractions or completely reduce them, right? No phone, no scrolling, no social media. Even would be amazing, no people, nothing around you to distract you, so you can fully dive deep within and actually hear what's going on within you. Go for walks, sit in nature, meditate, journal, even just puzzles or activities where your mind can just let go and focus on something else without any external distractions and inputs from other people or the world or society. Just moments where you can truly just be in stillness, okay? Whatever activity that may be for you that you enjoy, make sure you prioritize really spending time with yourself in stillness. Because intuition is something that is usually very quiet and very subtle, and it's like a very quiet inner voice, and you can only hear it when you are connected within and nothing is distracting you or overstimulating you. You need to truly be doing things that calm you down and also in general just distract you from that major decision that you're about to make. Because clarity doesn't come from more thinking and analyzing, it comes from creating that inner stillness within and actually distracting yourself for a bit from that whole situation. Now, probably because you've already thought through this decision so much and you've analyzed every single scenario, the pros and cons, the risks and opportunities of both sides, right? Or whatever it is that you're choosing or deciding on. You may be stuck, but you are not lost. You are just mentally overloaded, and that is why the first point that I mentioned is so important. Now, after you've practiced stillness daily for as long as possible for you, but I think a week would be amazing, and obviously the more you practice it throughout the day, the better that inner connection and inner feeling will be, inner knowing. But when you've done that, now you can truly differentiate what exactly in your mind is a fear-based decision and what is actually intuition. I'm going to mention now some things, some characteristics of how fear can feel like. Fear will feel urgent, restless, it will feel tight, and also heavy, and you feel like you need to decide now. That is fear speaking. What if it goes wrong? What if I regret this? I need to be sure about this decision. It's loud, repetitive, and it's constantly trying to control the reality. It's tied to expectations, outcomes, and other people's opinions. And oftentimes, fear associates with things where you fear the unfamiliar, right? As I've already mentioned in other videos, but the brain creates that self-sabotaging fear when making decisions or during change, because familiarity is what your brain likes, and whenever there's something unfamiliar, your brain stresses out, okay? Because your brain sees that as potential for danger, and our brain is wired to help us survive. Therefore, that survival mechanism turns on with the fear. Intuition, on the contrary, feels calm and not urgent, and it almost feels like neutral. It's not necessarily exciting, it's just like like an oh, you know, like a oh moment where you're like, huh, okay. But it's like neutral. Like it doesn't excite you, but it also doesn't make you feel any pressure inside. It has no urgency. It's just something so simple, so quiet, and so subtle that most of the time, sometimes intuition can be like a realization moment, and you're like in shock because you're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense, which can also be, but a lot of the times intuition can be very quiet. That is why when your mind is loud, you're not going to hear any intuition. So that is why you need to practice the stillness. Intuition feels like a knowing and not like a thought. And most of the times when you get an intuition, you don't question it even, because it's like it comes with such clarity and certainty, but not in a way that, you know, excites you or really necessarily makes you feel very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just extremely subtle. And that is why you just need to truly realize whatever it is within you that you hear in your mind. Is it spiraling thoughts of this versus that? That's just fear right now speaking, and that is why you need to calm your nervous system and practice stillness to then really look at the decision, look at option A, option B, option C, how many options you have, and truly feel what's going on in your body. How does it feel? Does your chest tighten? Where do you feel any pressure, any tightness, any pain maybe even? How does it make you feel? Or does it make you feel neutral and light and happy and excited maybe even? But that can only be felt when your nervous system is regulated, when your mind is still and quiet, and when you practice that inner stillness and just inner calm. Then you will know what is right and what isn't aligned with you and what is. Now, what if all options kind of feel fear-based and you see fear in all of the different choices that you have? Here's what you do, and here's what you need to realize. Fear exists in every path, but intuition doesn't. Now, after that noise within your head has settled and you finally feel like you can really get into that decision again without any sort of pressure without your mind running and overthinking the whole scenario and situation, I want you to ask yourself these 5 questions that are going to guide you to understanding which choice is actually aligned with you because this is the path for you, and which choice is a fear-based choice. Does that choice and decision drain me, or does it expand me? Visualize it, feel it, and see how you respond to different outcomes based on what decision you end up making, and realize how you feel. Do you feel like you are expanded and you are a better version of you, or do you feel drained and not capable of living up to your full potential? Second question is, do I feel pulled towards that decision or pushed into it? Does the decision feel like growth, or does it feel like pressure? This ties in well with the first question, draining versus expanding. Third question is, am I really choosing this, or am I trying to avoid something through this decision? And the last question is if no one was watching and both paths or both decisions lead to success, which would feel more aligned with you? If this video resonated and helped you, make sure to let me know by liking this video and dropping a comment of your personal experience and how the techniques worked for you. And if you're interested in learning more and truly finding out more about inner alignment and self-growth, self-development, I post videos regularly, so if you're interested on seeing more, make sure to subscribe so you get notified every single time I post a new video. And I'll see you next time.